Welcome, I'm Dr. Abu Farah and in this video I show you how to perform a mesh analysis and how to achieve mesh independence. Mesh independence means that the CFT result no longer change significantly when the number of mesh elements is increased. To investigate the mesh analysis, we use this example. In this example, we have inlet flow, outlet flow, a boundary condition, and also insulation boundary condition. The objective is to find the outlet temperature as function of number of elements. So for restart the model, let's move to COMSOL multiphysics. For restart the model, click on Model Wizard, click on 2D. Because we have fluid flow, so click on single phase flow and select laminar flow. Because we have laminar flow, so click on Add. For heat transfer, click on heat transfer and fluids, click on Add. Okay, click on Study. Because we have a steady state simulation, so we select a stationary. Okay, and the first step is creating the domain of the model. So change unit to millimeters. Okay, right click on geometry, select rectangle. The width is 5 millimeters and the height is 1 millimeter. So click on build. Okay, now let's move to materials. Right click on materials, add material from library, and let's move to liquids and gases. Liquids and select water because we have water flow inside the domain. Okay. Now we define the boundary conditions. So right click on laminar flow and select the inlet. Okay. The inlet velocity is 0.05. Okay. Now we define outlet boundary condition. Right click on boundary condition. Select outlet. Okay. And the outlet boundary condition is pressure and its value is 0 because we have a relative pressure. Okay. Now let's mount heat transfer. Right click and select temperature. Okay. The inlet temperature is 300 Kelvin. Okay. Now we define the heat flux boundary. Okay, select heat flux and select this boundary, and the heat flux value is 50000. The unit is watt per square meters. Okay. Now we define the outlet flow, so flow condition and select outflow. Okay. Now let's mount to fluid 1, and here we couple the velocity from the laminar flow and the heat transfer in fluid. So we select the velocity field. We use the velocity field from the laminar flow or SPF. Okay. Now let's move to mesh 1. Right click and we want to create the structure mesh. So right click on map 1 and select distribution. Select this boundary and also select this boundary. We use a 10 number. Okay, 10 number of elements. So click on build. Okay. Right click again and select distribution. Select this boundary and also select this boundary. We use 20 number of element and select build. Okay. Now we define the boundary layer. So right click on mesh 1. Select boundary layers. Okay. A boundary layer properties. Select this boundary and also select this boundary. We use 5 number of layers and click on build. Okay, here the first mesh of our model. So right click on mesh and statistical, and here you see that we have the number of element is 400. Okay, now let's mount to stationary and run the model. Okay, it is a velocity distribution. In this region we have a low velocity, and for the boundary we have no slip condition, so the velocity is 0 and we have distribution of the velocity according to this result. Okay. Click on temperature. We have the thermal boundary layer here because we have a heat flux this boundary layer, and now we wanted to check the outlet temperature as function of number of elements to achieve the mesh independence. Okay, for this I'm right click on derivative value, select the average, select the lane average. Okay, and here we want to find the outlet temperature, so click on evaluate. So you see that we have the outlet temperature 302.09 Kelvin, and this is our value for the outlet temperature. So we wanted to check the mesh analysis. So back to the mesh one. Okay. Firstly, we want to check the mesh independence in y direction. So we increase the mesh of the y direction. The first number of element was 10. So in this mesh and the second mesh, we use 20 mesh. Okay, you see that we have 20 mesh, and now run the model. Okay, line average one and evaluate. You see that we have 302.12. So we have difference from this value. We can increase the mesh again. Now we use 40 element. Click on build. Okay, build all, and now click on. Okay, line average one and click evaluate again. You see that we don't have any change when we increase the number of mesh in y direction. So the y direction is mesh independence. So back to distribution one, we use 20 mesh because when we increase the number of elements from 20, the outlet temperature does not change. So the 20 number of element is okay for this example. And now we want to mesh independent analysis for the x direction. So click on distribution 2, and here you see that we use 40 number of element and select build. Okay, build all, and now click on stationary and compute the model. Okay, so evaluate the mesh. You see that when we increase the number of elements in x direction, and the outlet temperature changes. So we need to increase the mesh, the x direction, to achieve the mesh independence. Okay, distribution 2, and we increase the number of elements to 80 and click on build up. Okay, now compute the model again. Okay, back to line average 1 and evaluate. Okay, you see that the difference is very low. So, but in this example, we want to exit a value for each mesh. So back to distribution 2, and we use one sexy number of element. So build all. Okay, now stationary and compute again. Back line average 1 and evaluate again. As you see that we have also difference from the outlet temperature, but it's very low difference between the second and third meshes. So we also increase the mesh. So distribution 2, we use 320. Okay, 320, and click on build all and stationary and compute again. Back to learn average 1 and evaluate again. Now you see that we have mesh independence from x direction, and the value you see that exactly as same. Now we have mesh independence also in x direction. So we back distribution 2, and we use one sexy number of element because we use a lower number of element because the computational cost of our model decreases.